Some say they have no talent. Others call them a plague on modern culture. But the truth is harsher. The Kardashian clan is the family that hacked our obsession and turned it into a $2 billion empire. Quote number 1, without that forbidden video, we would be nothing.
When I first heard about Kim's tape, as her mother, I wanted to her. But as her manager, I knew that I had a job to do.
Quote number 2, tragedy is the greatest marketing opportunity. Quote number 3, no one becomes that rich by being a good person. Today, we're going to dissect the truth behind the filter. You're watching Behind the Icon, and this is the Empire of Scandal. Few families in recent history understood the modern world like the Kardashians. A family where a mother was accused of leaking her own daughter's intimate video to launch a multi-billion-dollar empire. A family where a teenage girl turned her physical insecurities into a company worth hundreds of millions of dollars. A family whose last name began echoing across the United States because the family patriarch defended a man accused of double murder in the most media-saturated trial of the 1990s. And a family where an Olympic champion, a symbol of traditional American masculinity, eventually shattered forever the perfect image of the clan. This is not just fame, this is power, control, and emotional capital.
You don't mess with my family, and you definitely don't mess with my business.
Before we continue, we need to ask a key question. Who are the 3 richest women in the Kardashian clan? Who truly holds the power when money is the measure? In third place, the architect of the system, Kris Jenner, with an estimated net worth of around $170 million. She is not the most visible face, but she takes a percentage of almost everything. In second place, the woman who turned insecurity into millions, Kylie Jenner, with an estimated fortune of around $700 million, a perfect product of the system that raised her. And in first place, as expected, Kim Kardashian, with more than $1.7 billion, the only member of the clan to cross the billionaire threshold. She is the gravitational center of the entire empire. In the Kardashian clan, fame is shared, but money has a very clear queen. Today, we're not just telling a story about celebrities. We're telling a story about ambition, about control, about money, and about one woman who understood something before anyone else. That scandal, when used correctly, can become capital. We live in a time where attention is worth more than talent, where image outweighs substance, and where being seen matters more than being understood. And in that world, there was one family that didn't just play the game. They redesigned it from the inside. Today, we're not telling the full Kardashian story. We're focusing on 5 key figures: Kim Kardashian, the spearhead of the empire; Kylie Jenner, insecurity turned into money; Kendall Jenner, the silent exception; Kris Jenner, the architect of the system; and Bruce Jenner, now Caitlyn, the definitive rupture. And by the end of this video, we'll answer a simple but uncomfortable question. Who is truly the most powerful, regardless of fortune, in the Kardashian clan? Let's start at the beginning, before reality shows, before social media, before the millions. The Kardashian name was already on television. Robert Kardashian, the family patriarch, was one of the defense attorneys for O.J. Simpson in the double murder trial that paralyzed the United States in the 1990s. For months, the name Kardashian appeared in the news every single day. and the family learned something fundamental. Media exposure doesn't destroy you, it amplifies you. Shortly after, Robert Kardashian died, and with his death, a void was left behind, a void of leadership, a void of direction, and someone was about to step in. Kris Jenner understood something before almost anyone else.
I feel like I'm a Star Jones.
Fame isn't accidental. It's constructed. When the cameras arrived, she didn't avoid them. She organized them. She produced the show, negotiated the contracts, controlled the narrative. But the turning point came with the episode that would mark the clan forever. Kim Kardashian's intimate video. What the public saw was a scandal. What many began to suspect was a strategy.
First heard about Kim's tape. As her mother, I wanted to her, but as her manager, I knew that I had a job to do.
For years, rumors circulated claiming that the video wasn't simply leaked. According to those rumors, there had been a prior agreement between Kris Jenner and Kim's boyfriend at the time. It wasn't just a private recording, it was a plan. According to those unconfirmed versions, the video was recorded with full awareness from all parties involved, and Kim's then boyfriend allegedly signed a confidential contract. A contract that supposedly included 3 key points. First, he would receive a sum of money. Second, he would give up any rights to the footage. And third, he would also renounce the right to take legal action if the video was ever released. None of this was ever officially proven. There was never a public confirmation, but the timing of the release did not go unnoticed. It happened just as the reality show was about to premiere. It happened when the family needed attention the most. And it happened in a way that turned Kim Kardashian into an impossible name to ignore. From that moment on, everything changed. The scandal didn't destroy the family, it launched them, and Kris Jenner proved something that would define the Kardashian empire forever. In her world, even the most intimate moments could be transformed into media capital. Kim Kardashian wasn't born famous. She didn't even start as a secondary star. For years, she was the one organizing Paris Hilton's closet, the one arranging handbags, the one holding the mirror while someone else shined. She wasn't the main character, she was part of the background. And while Paris posed for the cameras, Kim watched from behind, silent, focused, learning how fame really works, because Kim understood something early on. In that world, it's not the most talented who wins. It's the one who understands the audience's emotional psychology. The viral video, allegedly orchestrated by her mother, made her impossible to ignore. The reality show made her omnipresent, and time turned her into something else entirely. Calculated, precise, strategic. Nothing was left to chance. Every appearance had a purpose. Every silence carried meaning. Every scandal was framed. Every mistake became a storyline. Every criticism turned into visibility. Every fall into brand value. Her second marriage became a global spectacle. Broadcasts, sponsors, headlines around the world. It ended barely 2 months later, making one thing painfully clear. In that universe, love lasts only as long as attention does. Then came Kanye West, and everything shifted. Kim stopped asking for permission. She stopped orbiting fame and sat at the center of the board. High fashion followed. The Met Gala, historic designers, outfits that set agendas instead of following them. Then came the covers, Vogue, Time, Forbes, not as a celebrity, but as a cultural phenomenon. And then came politics, White House meetings, using media capital to influence real-world decisions. And with all of that came cultural power, the ability to set topics, move conversations, and redefine what relevance means in the 21st century. Kim Kardashian didn't conquer the system. She became the system. Kylie Jenner didn't choose to grow up on camera. She was born into it. While other kids went to school unnoticed, Kylie built her identity knowing a lens was always pointed at her. From a very young age, the public started labeling her. Not for what she did, but for how she looked. For years, the criticism was constant, that she had thin lips, that she lived in Kim's shadow. And then, something changed. One day, Kylie appeared on camera with visibly fuller lips. Social media exploded. Comparisons flooded in. Kylie denied any procedures. She said it was just makeup, a lipstick. But the image was already set. And instead of running from it, she monetized it. If the world was talking about her lips, then her lips should sell. That's how Kylie Cosmetics was born. She wasn't selling makeup, she was selling transformation. Every launch sold out in minutes, every criticism fueled demand. While some debated surgeries, Kylie built an empire. She grew up without privacy, without anonymity, without room for mistakes. Kylie didn't coexist with the cameras, she was shaped by them. Criticism didn't destroy her, it made her a millionaire. Before we continue, there are 3 moments that perfectly capture the Kardashian DNA, moments where reality crossed into pure absurdity. 1. The episode dedicated to proving that Kim had no butt implants. For years, rumors circulated claiming she had surgery. The response was televised, medical consultations on camera, clinical exams, and finally, X-rays shown on screen to prove there were no implants. Intimacy turned into public evidence. 2. The day Kim Kardashian forgot her daughter at a restaurant. Surrounded by paparazzi, car door open, sudden stop. She goes back inside, and moments later, reappears with North in her arms. Absurd, real, fully documented from every angle. 3. Kim's crying faces, dramatic scenes that turned into unintentional comedy, unforgettable expressions, viral tears, endless memes. A face that went from pain to merchandise. In the Kardashian world, even crying can become a brand. Kendall Jenner was always the exception. In a family that screamed, displayed, and exaggerated, she chose silence. While Kim built a media empire and Kylie turned insecurity into business, Kendall tried something different. To disappear inside the system. High fashion, real runways, historic designers. She didn't want to be the Kardashian model. She wanted to be a model, period. But the last name never let go. Every show came with suspicion. Every cover with accusations of privilege. Every achievement questioned. And the body began to break down. Kendall spoke openly about panic attacks, paralyzing anxiety, nights where she couldn't breathe. While the world saw confidence on the runway inside, she was falling apart. The pressure wasn't just professional, it came from growing up in a family where everything was public, where there was no refuge, where even silence raised suspicion. Kendall represents something uncomfortable within the clan. Proof that fame doesn't always empower, sometimes it suffocates. She didn't want scandals, she didn't want constant reality TV. She didn't want to sell her emotional life, and yet, she paid the price. Because in the Kardashian world, even trying to be normal is an act of rebellion. For decades, Bruce Jenner was the perfect symbol of American masculinity. Olympic champion in Montreal, 1976. National hero, cereal boxes, an icon of discipline and victory. But behind that image, there was a silent struggle. Years later, Bruce revealed something he had hidden for decades. He confessed that many nights, while everyone slept, he would wake up in the early morning hours, walk into Kris's closet, take her clothes, and dress as a woman in silence. It wasn't a game. It wasn't a provocation. It was a necessity. He admitted that more than once one of his daughters saw him. Awkward glances were exchanged, and everyone chose silence. That silence lasted years, until Bruce began to speak, to name his anguish, to explain what he had lived with. That's when something revealing happened. As he shared those moments, his daughters looked at each other and said, one by one, "I saw him." It wasn't a shock, it was confirmation. The separation from Kris Jenner wasn't just the end of a marriage, it was the collapse of a structure that could no longer stand. In 2015, Bruce announced his transition and introduced himself to the world as Caitlyn Jenner. The impact was immediate. The clan was exposed. And of course, the cameras were there again. For some, it was courage. For others, betrayal. For the family, an irreversible fracture. Caitlyn's transition didn't just break Bruce's past. It shattered the Kardashian narrative of perfection. For the first time, there was something that couldn't be fully controlled. Something that didn't fit the marketing, the script, or the aesthetic. The reality show revealed real cracks, real pain, distance, uncomfortable silence. Nothing was ever the same again. Because when an identity suppressed for decades comes to light, no empire can fully contain the impact. And to answer the question we asked at the beginning, who truly holds the most power and money? Today, the Kardashian clan is a global empire, but power isn't always where we think it is. And that answer says more about the world we live in than it does about them. Thank you for watching. This is Behind the Icon. If this story resonated with you, subscribe to the channel and tell us which story you'd like us to explore next.